Capricorn, welcome to your full moon in Sagittarius reading. I want to open this up with a nice uplifting message, word of affirmation, okay? By spreading loving energy, I attract more love. Wow, that is lovely. Let's see where this goes in this reading. This full moon is actually impacting your second house, having to do with personal income. So there might be something ending having to do with, something financial. It's not financial. It's not possessions. It could be values, self-worth issues. And this is at a time when Gemini, the sun is in Gemini in your eighth house. Oh, wow. And we got a talker here. Oh, wow. Okay, so there might be some kind of realization, if not a fallout, where somebody is not happy about a Queen of Wands fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and might also involve an Aquarius. This could also be somebody healing issues having to do with confidence and courage. And if there's some type of awakening about that, it might come through feeling unhappy about something, and then realizing, you know what, I need to heal this aspect of my life, okay? Might have to do with a soulmate for some of you. Things that you've been really ambitious about. Seen a lot of ambition there. I was just bonus. We had some talkers. Okay, you want to talk? You want to talk, Capricorn? Have it. Have it. All right, so let's see what you need to release at this time. Maybe having to do with beliefs, perspectives that you've taken on that maybe it's time to shed. I'm feeling that. We've got a Page of Wands in reverse and the Judgment in the upright. So could be fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But regardless of sign, this is an energy of communication problems, and it looks like somebody's kind of reevaluating things or maybe giving something a second chance with the Judgment card. There may have been some communication struggles where somebody wasn't listening or they felt they weren't being heard. Let me see if I can get a little bit more information about that. Communication problems, breakdown of communications, maybe created some conflict, but it looks like there's been a second chance here and somebody's kind of taking another look at this again, which is positive, I would think, but maybe the perspective that you've taken on this, um, yeah, is more hidden. Some of you might be looking at um, this more in your private time, okay? I don't know if you're letting people know that you're going through this reassessment in your mind. I think there might be some wake-up call. Definitely was seeing that tower earlier, but I feel that this is a very private, emotional matter. But it's very key, okay? Very key realizations, revelations, very key decisions being made in terms of how you are going to be communicating um, in the future, how communications may have caused some breakdown. That's interesting. It might, I'm getting that it might have to do with value systems, emotional values, that people have different value, emotional values, right? And um, it might have to do with disloyalty issues, people perceiving that there's some kind of disloyalty there, betrayals. Again, I'm getting with the swords. This is in the communications. And now we've got lovers in reverse with decisions that are being made, and people feeling that there's some type of betrayal there in what's getting communicated. If people are hearing that there's disloyalty there, or that they're not being prioritized, and there's some kind of separation or wedge being driven in relationships that's causing some kind of pain, maybe because of divided loyalties. And with the Lovers card, it might have to do with people that you partnered with, and it might also have to do with decisions that have been made in these partnerships where shadow aspects of your personality or the other person's personality is coming out. I don't know, I'm hearing some selfishness, okay? Or we don't want to take it that far. We could say simply that somebody's choices made somebody painfully aware of their that they're not the priority, okay? So there needs to be some kind of realization about this, about maybe an imbalance or some kind of inequality or some type of misalignment of values. Again, I really sense it's a misalignment of emotional values. This is key. The emotional values are very key. Um, and that's caused some type of breakup or breakdown in relationships and communications. And I think it's gone on for a very long time, and it might have to do with somebody who you've been loyal to or somebody who you've considered your companion, okay, for a very long time. And if you're like, well, I've been single for a long time. Well, yeah, that might be the case. There's that Queen of Wands again. We'll get to her in a second. Um, it's what you've been loyal to. It might not necessarily be a person, it's a thing that you are. I'm getting like relentless. You know, y'all are like the Energizer Bunny. Y'all are relentless. Y'all just keep going and going and going. And yeah, I think this is something that you have been relentlessly loyal to and pursuant of over a long period of time, but it's revealed some divided loyalties. I think that have been a pain point for someone. And if this is not you, it's the other person, okay? But with the Queen of Wands there at the foundation, this is really showing what's expanding you and freeing you right now. Oh, what an interesting message. Because again, we're looking at a fire sign female, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And if we're not looking at an actual person, we're looking at an energy of somebody's, you know, having to step into their confidence and be more determined, be more warm and passionate in the way that they um, show up. But with the Seven of Wands in reverse, did you give up on this? Or have you, yeah, did you give, okay, this is something needs to be, um, I think if you have been overwhelmed by maybe a fire sign who's coming across this way, that needs to get worked on. There it is. Work on it. I think it's a confidence issue is what I'm getting actually. Work on this confidence issue about not giving up on certain things or not being overly protective about something. Okay. And maybe disconnect from some things emotionally that I hate to say, um, it's going to be unique for each person. I don't want to tell you, okay, but it's you got to move on to your happiness and maybe step into more of your power to walk away from things that are creating pain, that are bringing out the shadow elements in relationships, and maybe even owning the fact that yeah, you know what, that actually isn't my priority, and I'm sorry that hurts you, but it is what it is. There is something having to do here with personal boundaries, choices again that have been made. I talked to you about this over a long period of time. I'm hearing bad decisions. You decide what that is. I'm not judging, but how you're asserting yourself again. Do you have the confidence to be authentic, to not only empower yourself, but also empower others? And again, there's something about hearing, listening, okay? Because there's been an inability to hear someone out that has created some communication problems. And maybe it's caused, yeah, separation, silence. And there's a need to kind of really hear clearly what people's boundaries are, for your boundaries to be heard, other people's boundaries to be heard, so that you can move on to a place, I think, of happiness, even though getting there is probably going to require some painful truths and maybe some key decisions about emotional issues that have to be reevaluated and really aired out. Be blessed.